Welcome, magical beings, to our Yule celebration guide. Today we'll explore the rich traditions, meaningful rituals, and creative crafting ideas to make your Yule season magical. Yule, also known as Yuletide, is one of the oldest winter festivals, with deep roots in ancient Germanic, Norse, and Celtic traditions. This celebration dates back thousands of years and was originally observed by the Germanic peoples as a midwinter festival. Germanic roots. The word Yule comes from the Old English Gjal and Old Norse Jul, which referred to the winter solstice festival. It marked the rebirth of the sun during the darkest time of the year. The ancient Germanic tribes celebrated Yule by feasting, drinking, and lighting bonfires. These fires symbolized the return of the sun and were believed to chase away evil spirits. Norse traditions. In Norse mythology, Yule was a time to honor the god Odin, who was believed to lead the wild hunt across the sky. Odin, in his guise as the Yule Father, would ride his eight-legged horse Sleipnir, delivering gifts and blessings. The Yule log, a central symbol of the festival, was burned to bring warmth and light into the home. It was customary to save a piece of the log to light the next year's Yule log, symbolizing continuity and renewal. Celtic influences. For the Celts, Yule marked the rebirth of the sun god and the start of the new solar year. The festival was closely linked to the Wheel of the Year, celebrating the cycles of nature and the seasons. Celtic traditions included decorating with evergreens like holly, ivy, and mistletoe, symbolizing life, protection, and fertility. These plants were believed to have magical properties and were used to ward off evil spirits. Modern celebrations. Today, Yule is celebrated by many people around the world, including pagans, Wiccans, and those who embrace ancient traditions. Modern Yule festivities often include lighting candles, decorating with evergreens, exchanging gifts, and sharing feasts with loved ones. While the traditions have evolved, the core themes of Yule, celebrating the return of light, honoring nature, and embracing renewal, remain timeless and universally cherished. By understanding the rich history and traditions of Yule, we can appreciate the deep cultural and spiritual significance of this ancient festival. It is a time to connect with our ancestors, honor the cycles of nature, and celebrate the light that guides us through the darkest nights. Creating a Yule altar is a beautiful way to honor the season and bring a touch of magic into your home. Let's walk through the steps to set up your own sacred space. First, choose a location for your altar. This could be a small table, a shelf, or any flat surface in a quiet area where you can reflect and perform your rituals. Next, gather your items. You'll want to include representations of the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, as well as symbols of Yule. Here are some suggestions. For earth, you can use crystals like garnet, ruby, or green aventurine, which resonate with Yule's energy of renewal and growth. You can also use sprigs of holly, ivy, or pine on your altar. These evergreens symbolize eternal life and resilience. For air, you can use incense with seasonal scents such as pine, cedar, or frankincense. Light the incense to cleanse the space and invite positive energies. You can also use a feather or two to represent the element of air and the wisdom of the ancestors. For fire, you can choose from candles in colors like red, green, gold, or white. These candles symbolize the returning light and warmth of the sun. Light them during your rituals to enhance the sacred atmosphere. Or a Yule log. If you have space, include a small Yule log decorated with greenery and ribbons. This log represents the sun's rebirth and the light overcoming the darkness. For water, use a chalice or bowl with water. You can also add a few drops of essential oil like wintergreen or peppermint for a refreshing touch. You can also use seashells. Place the seashells around the water element to honor the emotional and intuitive aspects of Yule. For personal items and offerings, use photos of loved ones, ancestors, or personal mementos that hold special meaning for you. For offerings, use items such as coins, dried fruits, nuts, or grains. These symbolize abundance and gratitude. Once your altar is set up, take a moment to light the candles and incense and focus on your intentions for the season. This space is now a sacred spot for you to connect with the energies of Yule, meditate, perform rituals, and honor the cycle of nature. Remember, your altar is a reflection of your personal journey, so feel free to add any items that resonate with you in your practice. Blessed Yule! Let's make a traditional Yule log centerpiece that will bring the warmth and magic of the season into your home. This centerpiece not only looks beautiful, but also carries deep symbolism and tradition. Step 1. Gather your materials. You will need a wooden log. Find a sturdy wooden log that will serve as the base of your centerpiece. Ideally, it should be about 12 to 18 inches long. You will also need evergreens. Collect sprigs like pine, holly, ivy, and mistletoe. These symbolize eternal life and resilience. Next, we will need candles. Choose 3 candles in colors like red, green, and gold. These represent the returning light and the warmth of the sun. You can also add ribbons and decorations. Gather festive ribbons, dried fruits, pine cones, cinnamon sticks, and any other decorations you'd like to use. You will need a drill to make holes in the log for the candles. Step 2. Prepare the log. Place the log on a flat surface and stabilize it. Using a drill, carefully create 3 evenly spaced holes on the top of the log. These holes should be just wide enough to hold your candles securely. Step 3. Arrange the candles. Insert the candles into the holes you've drilled. Ensure they fit snugly and stand upright. If needed, use a bit of melted wax at the base of each candle to help them stay in place. Step 4. Decorate with evergreens and ribbons. Arrange sprigs of evergreens around the base of the candles. You can tuck them under the log and secure them with twine or floral wire. Add holly berries and ivy for a splash of color. The vibrant green and red will bring a festive touch to your centerpiece. Wrap festins around the log and tie them into beautiful bows. Choose ribbons and colors that complement your Yule decorations. Step 5. Add final touches. Place dried fruits, pine cones, and cinnamon sticks around the log. These natural elements add a rustic charm and a lovely scent. Consider adding small ornaments or charms that have personal significance to you. This makes your Yule log centerpiece even more special. Step 6. Set up your centerpiece. Find a prominent place to display your Yule log centerpiece, such as your dining table, mantle, or altar. Light the candles and enjoy the warm, cozy glow they bring to your home. As you light each candle, take a moment to reflect on the light returning after the longest night. This Yule log centerpiece is not only a beautiful decoration, but also a meaningful symbol of hope, renewal, and the eternal cycle of nature. Enjoy crafting it and bringing the magic of Yule into your home. Take a moment to honor your ancestors during Yule, a time of deep reflection and gratitude. This season, we embrace the wisdom, love, and traditions passed down through generations. Here's how you can incorporate ancestor veneration into your Yule celebrations. Step 1. Setting up an ancestral altar. Choose a space. Find a quiet, respectful place in your home to set up an ancestral altar. This could be a small table, a shelf, or any surface where you can place meaningful items. For personal mementos, you will want to gather photos, heirlooms, and personal items that remind you of your ancestors. These could include family photographs, jewelry, or other cherished keepsakes. Light candles create a serene and sacred atmosphere. Choose scents that you associate with your ancestors or the season, like frankincense or sandalwood. Place offerings on the altar as a gesture of love and respect. These can include foods that your ancestors enjoyed, fresh flowers, or symbolic items like coins and herbs. Step 2. Reflecting on your heritage. Spend a few moments in quiet meditation, focusing on your connection to your ancestors. Reflect on their lives, the challenges they faced, and the legacy they've left you. As you meditate, express gratitude for the guidance, wisdom, and love of your ancestors. Acknowledge the ways they've shaped your life and the traditions you carry forward. Step 3. Sharing stories and memories. Gather with family and friends to share stories and memories about your ancestors. This is a wonderful way to keep their legacy alive and to learn more about your family history. Consider recording these stories in a journal or creating a scrapbook. This can become a treasured family heirloom that preserves your heritage for future generations. Step 4. Performing ancestral rituals. Perform a simple ritual to honor your ancestors. Light a candle in their memory and recite a heartfelt prayer or affirmation such as, "I honor and thank my ancestors for their wisdom, guidance, and love. Your legacy lives on in me, and I carry your light forward." A small portion of your Yule feast to your ancestors. Place the food on the altar or outside in nature as a gesture of respect and gratitude. Step 5. Integrating traditions. Incorporate traditional practices and customs from your heritage into your Yule celebrations. This might include specific foods, songs, or rituals that your ancestors observed. Use symbols that represent your ancestry and family lineage in your decorations, such as family crests, cultural motifs, or traditional crafts. Honoring your ancestors during Yule is a beautiful way to connect with your roots, acknowledge the past, and express gratitude for the guidance that has shaped your present. May their spirits find peace and your heart be filled with warmth and appreciation. Handmade gifts are thoughtful and meaningful, adding a personal touch that store-bought items just can't match. Here are some simple and heartfelt ideas to share the Yule spirit with your loved ones. You can make herbal sachets. You will need dried herbs, small fabric pouches, and ribbons. Fill the fabric pouches with dried herbs like lavender, rosemary, and chamomile. Tie them with ribbons and add a personal note. These sachets can be placed in drawers or under pillows for a soothing aroma. You can also make homemade candles. You will need soy wax or beeswax, essential oils, candle wicks, and glass jars. Melt the wax and add a few drops of essential oil for fragrance. Place a wick in the center of each jar and pour in the wax. Allow the candles to set and decorate the jars with festive ribbons or labels. For personalized ornaments, you will need clear glass or plastic ornaments, paint, glitter, and small decorations. Open the ornaments and fill them with glitter, tiny pine cones, or even handwritten notes. Paint the outside with designs or messages. These ornament a personalized touch to any Yule tree. Hand-knit scarves always make great gifts. You will need soft yarn and knitting needles. Choose a warm, cozy yarn and knit simple scarves in your loved one's favorite colors. Even a basic knit stitch can create beautiful, heartfelt gifts that will keep them warm all winter. You can make infused oils or vinegar. You will need olive oil or vinegar, fresh herbs, and decorative bottles. Fill the bottles with olive oil or vinegar and add sprigs of fresh herbs like rosemary, thyme, or garlic. Seal the bottles and let them infuse for a few weeks. These make lovely gifts for anyone who enjoys cooking. To make homemade bath bombs, you will need baking soda, citric acid, Epsom salts, essential oils, and molds. Mix the dry ingredients, add a few drops of essential oil, and press the mixture into molds. Let them dry and harden. These bath bombs are a delightful treat for a relaxing bath. Custom recipe books make great gifts that can keep giving for generations to come. You will need blank notebooks, decorative paper, and family recipes. Compile favorite family recipes into a beautifully decorated notebook. Add personal notes or stories about each recipe, making it a treasured keepsake. These handmade gifts are not only thoughtful, but carry the warmth and love of the giver. They are perfect for sharing the Yule spirit and creating lasting memories with your loved ones. Join us in the kitchen as we cook a delicious Yule dish that's perfect for your festive feast. Today we're making a hearty roast that embodies the warmth and flavor of the season. Step 1. Choosing your meat. Start by selecting a high-quality cut of meat. A prime rib roast, leg of lamb, or a pork loin are all excellent choices for a traditional Yule meal. Allow the meat to come to room temperature before cooking. This ensures even cooking and better flavor. Step 2. Seasoning the roast. Generously season the meat with a blend of herbs and spices. Use a mixture of rosemary, thyme, garlic, salt, and pepper. These herbs not only enhance the flavor, but also add a festive aroma. Create a seasoning rub by mixing the herbs and spices with olive oil. Massage the rub into the meat, making sure it's evenly coated. Step 3. Preparing vegetables. Choose hearty winter vegetables to accompany your roast. Potatoes, carrots, parsnips, and onions are great options. Cut the vegetables into uniform pieces and toss them with olive oil, salt, pepper, and a touch of thyme. These vegetables will roast alongside the meat, absorbing its delicious flavors. Step 4. Roasting the meat and vegetables. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. Place the seasoned meat in the center of a roasting pan. Arrange the vegetables around the meat. Roast the meat and vegetables in the preheated oven. Cooking times will vary depending on the type and size of the meat. For a prime rib roast, aim for about 15 minutes per pound for medium rare doneness. Use a meat thermometer to ensure the roast reaches an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit, 57 degrees Celsius, for medium rare. Occasionally baste the meat with the pan juices to keep it moist and flavorful. Step 5. Resting and carving. Once the roast is cooked to your desired doneness, remove it from the oven and let it rest for at least 15 minutes. This allows the juices to be redistributed, resulting in a tender and juicy roast. Carve the roast into thick slices. Arrange the slices on a serving platter surrounded by the roasted vegetables. Step 6. Serving and enjoying. Garnish the rosemary or thyme sprigs for an added touch of elegance. Serve the hearty roast with your favorite Yule sides, such as mashed potatoes, gravy, and a green bean casserole. Raise a toast to the season and enjoy the delicious flavors and warmth of this festive meal. Cooking a hearty roast for Yule is a wonderful way to celebrate the season with loved ones. The rich, savory flavors and the warmth of the oven bring a cozy and festive atmosphere to your home. Enjoy every bite and the joyous company around your table. Learn how to bake and decorate a Yule log cake, a sweet tribute to the ancient Yule log tradition. This delightful dessert is not only delicious, but also adds a festive touch to your Yule celebrations. Step 1. Preparing the sponge cake. Start with the ingredients for the sponge cake: eggs, sugar, flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder. In a large bowl, beat the eggs and sugar together until the mixture is light and fluffy. Sift in the flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder, folding gently to combine. Pour the batter into a lined baking tray, spreading it evenly. Bake in a preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 12 minutes, or until the cake is springy to the touch. While the cake is still warm, turn it out onto a clean kitchen towel dusted with powdered sugar. Carefully roll the cake along with the towel into a log shape and let it cool completely. This helps shape the cake and prevents cracking later. Step 2. Making the filling. For the filling, you'll need heavy cream, powdered sugar, and vanilla extract. In a chilled bowl, whip the heavy cream until it forms stiff peaks. Add powdered sugar and a splash of vanilla extract, continuing to whip until well combined. Gently unroll the cooled sponge cake and spread an even layer of the whipped cream filling over the surface. Re-roll the cake without the towel, forming a tight log. Step 3. Prepare. For the ganache, you'll need dark chocolate and heavy cream. Heat the heavy cream in a saucepan until it just begins to simmer. Remove from heat and pour over the chopped dark chocolate in a bowl. Let it sit for a few minutes, then stir until smooth and glossy. Allow the ganache to cool slightly until it thickens to a spreadable consistency. Step 4. Decorating the Yule log cake. Spread the chocolate ganache over the entire cake log, using a to create a smooth, even layer. Use a fork to draw lines in the ganache, mimicking the texture of tree bark. This gives the cake its signature Yule log appearance. Decorate the log with small meringue mushrooms, dusted with cocoa powder, and sprigs of rosemary or holly for a festive touch. You can also sprinkle powdered sugar over the log to resemble snow. Step 5. Serving and enjoying. Carefully transfer the decorated Yule log cake to a serving platter. Slice the cake into rounds, revealing the beautiful spiral of whipped cream inside. Serve this delightful dessert to your guests and enjoy the rich flavors and festive presentation. Lighting the Yule log is a symbolic act representing the return of the sun and its warmth. This tradition dates back to ancient times when people celebrated the winter solstice as the sun's rebirth. As the darkest nights of the year give way to increasing daylight, the Yule log is a powerful reminder of light triumphing over darkness. Step 1. Choosing the Yule log. Begin by selecting a log that holds significance for you. Traditionally, a piece of oak or birch is used, as these woods are associated with strength and renewal. Decorate the log with sprigs of evergreens, holly, and ivy to symbolize eternal life and the resilience of nature. Step 2. Preparing for the ceremony. Create a cozy, sacred space in your home where you will light the Yule log. Gather friends and family to join you in the ceremony, or enjoy a moment of solitary reflection. Have matches or a lighter ready, and if you wish, prepare a small bowl of herbs or oils to sprinkle onto the log for added significance. Popular choices include rosemary for remembrance and pine for protection. Step 3. Lighting the Yule log. As everyone gathers around, take a moment to express your intentions for the ceremony. You might say something like, "We light this Yule log to honor the returning sun, to bring warmth, light, and renewal into our lives." Carefully light the Yule log. As the flames begin to grow, feel the warmth and light radiating from the fire, symbolizing the sun's return. Watch the flames dance and flicker, a visual reminder of hope and the cyclical nature of life. Step 4. Reflecting and sharing. Take a moment to reflect on the past year. What challenges have you faced? Blessings have you received? Consider what you want to let go of and what you want to invite into your life in the coming year. If you're with others, invite them to share their reflections and intentions. This can be a beautiful way to connect and support one another as you embrace the new cycle of light and growth. Step 5. Concluding the ceremony. As the log continues to burn, express gratitude for the warmth and light it brings. Thank the sun for its return and the promise of longer days ahead. If you're indoors and need to extinguish the fire, do so safely. Save a piece of the burnt log to use as kindling for next year's Yule log, continuing the cycle of renewal and tradition. Lighting the Yule log is more than just a festive tradition. It's a meaningful ritual that connects us to the rhythms of nature and our ancestors. It reminds us to find light in the darkest times and to celebrate the warmth and renewal that the sun brings into our lives. These homemade ornaments are easy to make and add a personal touch to your Yule decorations. Crafting your own ornaments not only brings a sense of joy and creativity, but also infuses your home with unique, meaningful decorations that reflect the spirit of Yule. Let's dive into some simple, charming ideas. Salt dough ornaments. You'll need flour, water, cookie cutters, paint, and ribbon. Mix 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of salt, and 1 cup of water to form a dough. Roll out the dough and use cookie cutters to cut out festive shapes like stars, moons, and trees. Place the cutouts on a baking sheet and bake at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, 93 degrees Celsius, for 2 to 3 hours until hard. Let them cool completely. Paint the baked ornaments in bright, cheerful colors. Add glitter, sequins, or other embellishments for extra sparkle. Once dry, thread a piece of ribbon through a small hole at the top of each ornament for hanging. Dried orange ornaments. You will need fresh oranges, a knife, an oven, and twine or ribbon. Slice the oranges into thin rounds. Pat them dry with a paper towel. Arrange the slices on a baking sheet and bake at a low temperature, about 200 degrees Fahrenheit or 93 degrees Celsius, for 2 to 3 hours, flipping them halfway through until they are completely dried. Let the slices cool. Thread a piece of twine or ribbon through a small hole at the top of each slice for hanging. Add a few cloves or a sprinkle of cinnamon for a festive, aromatic touch. Pine cone ornaments. You will need pine cones, paint, glitter, glue, and ribbon. Paint the pine cones in your favorite Yule colors. You can leave them natural or add a touch of white paint to resemble snow. While the paint is still wet, sprinkle glitter over the pine cones for a bit of shine. Once the paint and glitter are dry, tie a ribbon around the top of each pine cone for hanging on the tree. Cinnamon stick stars. You will need cinnamon sticks, hot glue, and twine or ribbon. Use 5 cinnamon sticks to form a star shape. Hot glue the ends together to secure the star. You can leave the star natural or decorate it with a bit of greenery, small bells, or tiny ornaments. Attach a loop of twine or ribbon to one of the points of the star for hanging. Felt ornaments. You are going to need some felt sheets in various colors, scissors, needles, thread, and stuffing. Cut out festive shapes like trees, stars, or animals from the felt sheets. Sew 2 identical shapes together, leaving a small opening. Lightly stuff with cotton or polyester filling, then sew the opening closed. Add details with additional felt, buttons, or embroidery. Sew a loop of thread or ribbon to the top for hanging. Creating these homemade ornaments is a delightful way to personalize your Yule decorations and involve the whole family in the festive preparations. Enjoy the process and cherish the unique ornaments that will adorn your home for years to come. We've gathered some of your most frequently asked questions about Yule. Let's dive into them and explore the magic and traditions of this ancient celebration. What is Yule and why is it celebrated? Yule, also known as Yuletide, is a festival that originates from ancient Germanic, Norse, and Celtic traditions. It marks the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, and celebrates the rebirth of the sun. Yule is a time of reflection, renewal, and honoring the cycles of nature. How do you set up a Yule altar? Setting up a Yule altar is a beautiful way to honor the season. Choose a space in your home and decorate it with candles, evergreens, and symbols of the sun. Include items that represent the elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and personal mementos that hold special meaning for you. What are some traditional Yule foods? Traditional Yule foods often include hearty dishes and festive treats. Popular choices are roast meats, stews, and root vegetables. Sweets like Yule log cakes, gingerbread, and spice cookies are also common. These foods symbolize abundance and warmth during the cold winter months. How can I incorporate Yule traditions into my modern celebration? There are many ways to adapt Yule traditions to modern life. You can light candles to symbolize the returning sun, create homemade decorations like a Yule log centerpiece, and share a meal with loved ones. Performing simple rituals, meditating, and reflecting on the past year are also meaningful practices. What is the significance of the Yule log? The Yule log is a central symbol of the holiday, representing the sun's rebirth and the return of light. Traditionally, a large log was chosen, decorated with evergreens, and burned in the hearth. Today, you can create a decorative Yule log centerpiece or bake a Yule log cake to honor this tradition. How can I celebrate Yule if I don't have a fireplace? You don't need a fireplace to celebrate Yule. You can light candles or a small fire in a fire-safe container outside. Alternatively, create a symbolic Yule log with candles on a tabletop. The important part is the intention and the act of bringing light into your home. What are some ways to honor ancestors during Yule? Honoring ancestors can be a meaningful part of Yule. Set up an altar with photos and mementos, light candles, and offer food or flowers. Reflect on their lives and express gratitude for their guidance. Sharing stories and memories with family can also be a beautiful way to keep their legacy alive. Can I combine Yule with other winter holidays? Absolutely. Yule can be celebrated alongside other winter holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa. You can blend traditions and create a unique celebration that resonates with your personal beliefs and cultural background. Thank you for joining us as we explore these frequently asked questions about Yule. May your celebration be filled with light, warmth, and joy. Blessed Yule! Thank you for joining us in celebrating Yule. This magical season is all about embracing the return of the sun, the warmth it brings, and the renewal of life. As we honor ancient traditions and create new memories, we share in the spirit of togetherness and joy. May your Yule season be filled with magic, light, and warmth. Take the time to reflect on the past year, cherish the present moments, and look forward to the future with hope and optimism. Let the light of the Yule log guide you through the darkest nights and inspire you to shine brightly in the days to come. Remember, Yule is a time to connect with nature, honor your ancestors, and celebrate the cycles of life. Whether you are gathering with loved ones, creating handmade decorations, or simply enjoying the cozy atmosphere, let the essence of Yule fill your heart and home. Blessed Yule, everyone! May the coming year bring you peace, prosperity, and an abundance of magical moments. Until next time, stay enchanted and keep the Yule spirit alive. Farewell and blessed be.
In the still of winter night, Charlene's whisper takes flight with her cat.